Now, while we have the cover off, we need to be extra careful that we do not turn both of these on at the same time. That would be very bad. Hey guys, welcome back to our off-grid homestead that we are building from scratch here in North Idaho. Today, we are going to be installing one of the easiest, most simple whole house backup power solutions that we could find anywhere. This thing is so easy that you are probably going to want to install something like this on your home no matter where you live, because I tell you what, man, when the power goes out in the middle of winter and it's freezing cold, having a whole house backup solution is going to change our world. This right here is everything that I think I need to install this system. We need one of these cool fancy plugs like this. We need one of these cables. Probably going to need this guy. We'll need some little plugs and some basic tools right here. We need this little kit right here. I'll show you how we do that later. This is optional, but I want to use this to test it to show you guys how it works. We're going to need some 10-3 wire, maybe a tape measure, maybe a hammer. Super simple tools here, guys. You probably have all of these tools in your house already right now. The stuff that is special, I will link to that down in the description below. And then check this bad boy out. This is going to be our power source for this project right here. This is the Anker SOLIX F3800 with the additional battery here on top. I'll tell you all about it and show you how we actually utilize this thing and how it performs later in the video. First, let's get to installing all of the electrical stuff that we're going to need for any backup power solution that we're going to use, including the Anker SOLIX. First of all, guys, this is our breaker panel here for our house. Even though it's off-grid, it's wired up just like your standard on-grid house. And the first thing we need to do, of course, is turn off the main breaker here. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually open up the panel and see how good the wiring is inside. See if it's clean and neat like a professional. We've got our main breaker turned off here, but what we need to remember is that these right here are still hot. Unless you have a disconnect someplace else where you can actually shut the power off to these wires coming in, these are still hot, but all of this is fine to be working on now because we turned this off. So what we need to do is we need to make room for a 2-pole 30 amp breaker to go right here, which means we need to move these guys up somehow. I'm going to work on that, get all these things moved around and looking good again, because as you can see, it looks beautiful. We want to keep it looking beautiful. All right, so we've got these moved up. We kept a lot of our 20 amp circuits together, except for the well up here. It's on its special one right here. And then our 15 amps are together here. This is all of the apartment above the garage. This is the main house, the main living area in the house. And so we need to put our new breaker in there, which we've got right here. So we're just going to pop our new breaker in. There we go. New breaker is in. I went ahead and knocked one of these holes out right here. You just take a screwdriver, put it on there and hit it with the hammer and it will pop out. Then we take one of these fancy guys right here. You get these at Home Depot and it goes inside of the hole to protect the wire. Like this one right here protects these wires from the sharp edge of the hole. This right here protects the wire from the sharp edge of the hole. So after we got this hole ready, we're going to go ahead and mount this guy, which is our box here that we're going to hook our backup power supply to. Don't lose that little screw, Marty. Ooh, look at that. Cool. Okay, we got our ground. We've got our other wires right in there. Looks pretty simple. All right. So this is our box. So we're going to go ahead and take this ground wire off of here just to make it easier to work with. Okay. We don't need that cover part on there right now. This thing is going to mount right here like this. And the wire is actually going to come out the back of this. So we're going to push our wire right through this hole here. But it looks like it'll be much easier if we cut it a little bit because it's not cut. It's kind of a rubbery thing on here. Super easy to cut. Probably be really easy to push that wire through too. So as we hold this guy up here and decide right where we're going to put it, we need to mark, well, because we need to drill a hole through this wood here. So we'll mark that. We got a mark right here. We're going to drill our hole so we can get our wire through the wood. And I'm coming through the back. That way, later when we sheetrock all of this, There's no exposed wires. Everything is held within the wall. All right. We're also going to need to put a hole through this stud right here. Okay. You don't need to put a level on it if you got a good eye, but I don't really have a good eye, so I'll put a level on it. It's an optional tool. There we go. Cool. Mounted nice and secure. Now we need to get our wire from here to there. This is a 10-3 wire because we need 30 amps and we need 240 volts. So we're using 10-3. We'll go through here and we'll come up through here. Come on. There we go. Go ahead and cut us off a good chunk of extra here. And then we're going to try to get it through this hole here. Oh, that's going to be a little difficult. Probably should have done this before I mounted the box on there. Oh, wasn't that hard at all, actually. All right, now we need to strip our wire here. Make them all nice and neat like. Remembering that those are hot. Yes, keep your hands away from there, Marty. So we've got it hooked up to the breaker here. All nice and tight. Grounds and neutrals are put in. Now we'll just go ahead and strip this guy so that we can get it hooked up. Ground is done. What do we got? We got white, X, and Y. Well, which one's neutral? I forgot that you can tell by the colors of the screws, right? So this screw here for W is silver, and then this one here is gold, this one's gold, and this one's green. So I am 99.9% confident that this is the neutral, which is the W, which should be the white wire, but then Y and X are two hot legs, which for me is black and red. We're just going to go ahead and doubly check to make sure that we have a connection. So we're going to go ahead and we'll go to white on here. Well, we'll go to ground first, just to make doubly sure. Ground to ground. White to neutral. Good. That's black. And that's red. To ground, nothing. This one, hot to ground, nothing. We're good to go with that. So our box is set up. Technically, it would work right now, but it's not yet safe. We've got to make this like totally safe because we do not want to backfeed power from here down into here and out this line. Number one, for us, because it would destroy our off-grid system running power backwards through the system on accident. And number two is for anybody who is connected to the grid, you do not want to feed your power from this box right here through your panel and out to the grid, because there could be some guy out there working on the electrical lines when the power goes out. You crank up your big old generator or hook up your off-grid power system and fry the guy out on a power line somewhere. So we do not want to do that. We got to make this safe. The way we're going to do that is we're going to put this cover back on here temporarily. And, oh, we got to knock out some more things here, don't we? Yes, we do. Look at that. Okay, so when we put our panel up here, you'll notice we've got two breakers that are covered up now. We got to go ahead and knock those out. These two right here need to come out. All right, now we can put our cover back on. Make sure everybody's good. Everybody's good. We'll grab a screw. Put a screw right here. There we go. Everybody's good. Yeah. That is where this kit right here comes in. This is our safety for our generator here, so that we can run the generator and we can't feed power back. I taped these guys together here, the back and the front, so that I could get the holes lined up easier. It's gonna go on the panel like right here, and then we'll be able to turn it off and on safely. There we go. Goes in like that. So we got this guy installed on here now. See, it slides freely up and down. See, this is off, and you can't turn it back on because this is blocking it. But you can now. You could turn this on, which will allow power to come from here up into here. You can't lift this so that you can turn that on because that's hitting it now. So you can't do it. If you turn this one off, you can then lift this up, and then you can turn the main breaker on. We don't want to turn the main breaker on yet because we want to test out our backup power supply and make sure it's actually working. All right, so we know that this works properly here to block everything, right? We can turn that on. That goes down. We can turn that on. Okay. We're going to go ahead and take this back off so we can test it. Now, while we have the cover off, we need to be extra careful that we do not turn both of these on at the same time. That would be very bad. We're going to go ahead and wheel on over our backup power supply here. Grab our fancy cord here. One thing that's nice about this is, see this end here? This ring? Let me show you how that goes on there. This guy right here plugs right into here. Put it in there the right direction. Turn it to lock it in, and then this ring actually screws on here to make sure that it stays in there nice and tight. There we go. Man, we're locked in. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to take our other end here, pull off the protective cap, and we're going to plug it into the side here. Turn her on, 100%. Turn on our upper battery here. Maybe it's already on. Oh yeah. All right, turn it on. We're at 100%. Go ahead and we'll turn on our AC power. See what happens. So we've been powering the house off of this unit here for a little while. Check it out. We're drawing a lot of power right now. 2,300 watts right now. We're down to 67%. And look at this. This right here is the well pump, guys. There's the breaker for the well, and it's running. Let's just cruise inside here real quick. I just want to kind of show you the house that we're running off of this and what is actually possible. I've got nearly every light on in the house. We've got water running to keep that well pump going, and it's a full regular, comfortable home here that we're using. Jules is over here planting plants. You got the dishwasher going there behind you?
I know. I was like, Marty, can I run the dishwasher? He's like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Fridge is going, ceiling fans are going. All the lights are on here in the main part of the house, and that Anker unit is working perfectly. Oh, you didn't believe me? Yeah. It's just running in here. We'll go ahead and turn it off now. Just wanted to make sure that well pump kicked on really good, and that we were actually using this thing for what it's intended for. Our well pump is our biggest load. It's a 1/2 horsepower well pump. It's set at about 200 feet Our well's 500 and some odd feet deep. And I gotta say, man, this thing's working great. I am pretty impressed with this Anker SOLIX F3800 whole house backup system. I mean, it's powering our house great. You can charge it with this solar input right here, or you can charge it off of a generator or say off of the grid when you have power. So you can keep this thing plugged in all the time at your house, and then when the power goes out, you can simply switch over, right, to your backup power system. And if it's sunny, continue to charge it from your solar panels on your roof or out in your yard. And what's really cool about this is that it's totally expandable. You can go from 3.8 kilowatts all the way up to 53.8 kilowatts of power, and it puts out 6,000 watts of power to power your house, 220 volts. I mean, that's cool. And the batteries that are in here are EV class lithium iron phosphate batteries. They'll last for 3,000 cycles. That's like almost 10 years of service, cycling the batteries, meaning 0 to 100% every day for 3,000 days. That's seriously a long time. This is available on Kickstarter until November 19th. There is a link down in the description below where you can get all of the information that you need about this unit and how you can go ahead and get it if you want to. We want to thank Anker for sponsoring this video and allowing us to use this system as a backup for our home. It's going to be super helpful this winter when we lose power because of the weather. We hope you guys have a really great day and keep smiling.